Aloha, namaste. This is Radha, and I'm here to talk today about our conjunctions that we are seeing this week. Today is the 26th of February, and excuse me, today's the 27th of February. Tomorrow is the 28th, and I'm going to show you my screen here so you can see what's going on. Today we have our moon and the south node, Ketu, exactly conjunct. So this is an energy that can feel very cutting to our emotional state. We might even feel actually removed from our emotions. There can be a lot of psychic energy in this time. We can really receive messages from the past, from our earlier self, our childhood self, or our previous incarnations. But we also might feel very dismissive of ourselves and therefore others as well. I've talked a lot about how Ketu in Virgo brings out extra this sort of quality of judgment and really seeing what's wrong in a situation, because K2 already has that quality, or I guess I could say Virgo already has that quality, and K2 really brings the quality of disgust and that energy of piercing something to find the exact thing that's wrong with it. And so this can feel kind of intense. And at the same time as this is happening, the ruler of Virgo, where the moon and K2 are, is Mercury, and it's over here join the sun. And you can see also going into exact degrees today. So we can see there's this, let's see what time. We have them getting closer and closer as the day progresses. The sun and Mercury both move pretty quick. So, well, I don't know the exact time. It might actually end up being on tomorrow. Oh, there we go. It's 10:30 p.m. here in Hawaii, which is actually tomorrow's midnight Pacific time, and everywhere else later on the 28th. So we have this exact conjunction happening right after the moon has just crossed K2. So that energy of Mercury being in the sun's burning rays makes it so that we don't feel heard, particularly by those who are in a position of power or authority. So being removed from our own emotions, feeling very, you know, very sort of disgusted with our own emotional state and our own lack of perfection. And then also having the ruler in its sixth house, 6 houses from the moon as well. So it's also in a position where it feels like it's very hard, like there's a lot of hard work you have to do, and then not feeling listened to, not feeling heard, feeling like our capacity to receive and give information is sort of being burned up by the intensity of the sun rays. This is something that we're reckoning with today. And then you can see the sun is also, and Mercury, moving into exact degrees with Saturn. And this happens definitely on this 28th day. So tomorrow we have these two moving in, and first Mercury and Saturn are exact. I think that just happened somehow in between 4:30 and 5. We have Mercury and Saturn being exact in Satyabhishak, and then later on the sun will be exact with Saturn. So Mercury's first exact with the sun and then with Saturn. And this creates, again, a feeling of not being listened to, but more than that, almost a fear of speaking. When Saturn and Mercury are joined, there can be like a fear of speaking up and a quality of constriction around our voice. And then couple that with the fact that we feel not heard. And then the sun and Saturn coming together is another thing in and of itself. Very strong opposing energies. Saturn and the sun are very inimical to one another. The sun is where we are burning our way through the truth. So we're seeing it by illuminating it with light and by burning everything that's not truth. Saturn is where we see the truth through nothingness, through a lack of attachment, through this sort of cold, harsh, practical lens. And Mercury is our buddhi, it's our discernment, it's our capacity to see what's right, what's not right. So we can feel very lackadaisical in this moment, not beyond even lackadaisical, like just not caring. There can be a real apathy come up in this time. And also a lot of tiredness. The sun is our life force energy, right? It's our source of light. And Saturn is very dimming to the sun. Even just being in Capricorn and Aquarius, the sun has a dimmer energy. And then having Saturn, the ruler, joined so closely in exact degrees really lessens our energetics. So we might feel tired, we might feel dehydrated. Where I live in Hawaii, it's been raining, but even with all the moisture in the air, internally and in my skin, I feel very dry. So need to like hydrate quite a lot. This can also bring about glitches in our computers and things, a little bit different than Mercury retrograde, but Mercury being so close to Saturn and the sun can put some, have some sort of shorts or things where our stuff stalls for a moment or doesn't work, our computers, our phones, and all of these kind of devices we have. And then having this energy of Saturn and the sun together also just makes us feel a lot less powerful. And like anything we do doesn't matter. Our leadership, our power, our authority is not important or is not needed. Or even if we see that it is, we feel less likely to put it out there because our own light is so dim. So all these energies are running today, and I wanted to reflect upon them. I talked about them a little bit in the full moon video I did last week because it was these Mars and Jupiter and this conjunction of these three, Mercury, Saturn, and Sun, were all staring at our full moon in Leo. So we were getting all this intense energy, and now it's just kind of continuing, but now we have the real exact conjunctions with Saturn, Sun, and Mercury. I am doing a special class tomorrow for my Cosmically Aligned Patreon group, where we're going to talk about astrocartography. This is like where you live in a different place, or even when you visit a different place, how your chart shifts and why some places feel so resonant to you and other places, everything just seems to be very difficult. And some people, maybe their birthplace, they have a very difficult chart, and perhaps moving can really change everything. So this is the topic we're going to talk about tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hawaii time, which is 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I always do recordings of these live discussions as well. And if anybody is a member of Cosmically Aligned, they can join. I'm going to put the link in that group. And we're going to dive into some people's charts and places they want to move or places they have lived and see how that changes and shifts. So if you want to join us, you can sign up for Cosmically Aligned. I also have my stars, my weekly stars report as part of that group, where each sign, each rising sign gets to find out how these energies, how is this Mercury, Saturn, Sun conjunction affecting you personally? How is Moon K2 affecting you personally? Because it's different for each of us based on our rising sign. So you can check that out at patreon.com, Radha Home Astrology, and sign up for a free trial for Cosmically Aligned. It's a 1-week free trial. It's only $7.77 after, so it's really affordable as well. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste.